what's up guys, this is Sage Total 11 bringing you a new Stand Warden build. This is for Murkmire edition. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. I like to make these pretty quick. First of all, starting off Mundus Stone, using the Warrior, and Dubious Throne for the food. Okay, getting into the sets, I'll go ahead and show you guys my stats after we get the sets taken care of. Front bar, I'm using Bone Pirate. So part of this build is going to have to make you farm for Bone Pirate. Obviously, if you get any kind of two-handed of Bone Pirate, you're going to be a lucky person, and you should just take that and use it, whether it be an axe, maul, or greatsword. Preferably, you're going to want either a maul or a greatsword. Dots really don't do too much for a Stand Warden in this build. This build is all about punching somebody in the throat with as much damage as you can at one time, landing up a combo of Dawnbreaker, Subterranean Assault, and a Dizzying Swing or Reverse Slice all at one time. So if you can, get a maul or a greatsword. Alright, moving on. For the monster helm, we got two-piece Troll King. Troll King is still good. I'm going 5-1-1, 5 heavy, 1 medium, 1 light. So we got 1 medium, 1 light Troll King. On the body, 5-piece Fury. All impin. If you can make your traits impin, do it. Okay, Fury is very good, guys. You're going to want Fury on the body because you're going to want Fury to stack up as many times as you can. If it could stack up to 25 times, you're going to do a lot of damage. I think the total math when it stacks up to 25 times is a little bit over 700 weapon damage. Alright, so you'll be putting out a lot of damage. So moving on to the jewelry, obviously that means we must have Bone Pirate jewelry. Okay, I got them all robust. 1 recovery, 1 weapon damage, 1 reduced stamp cost. I think I'm going to change this to weapon damage. My sustain is very good in this build. It's not overkill, but it's very good. And I think I could sacrifice 1 more weapon damage enchant. Wouldn't be bad. So you might want to think about that. On the back bar, 2-piece Death's Wind, sword and board. Okay, we're just using the 2-piece for the physical resistances. I don't actually use any sword and board abilities, so Maelstrom, Asylum, Black Rose, all those 2-piece sword and board sets really aren't appealing to me. I just want that 2-piece extra physical resistance because it's going to really help, especially in this patch. Because in Murkmire, resistances are really important. Anytime you can get a little bit of extra resistance from something, you might as well do it. So I backbar a decisive Death's Wind sword and board. For your shield, I have impin as my trait, so in case you're wondering. Alright, just to briefly touch on the skills, front bar, we have Bird of Prey. They made a slight change to Bird of Prey. You only have to have it on your bar in order to get Minor Berserk. You don't have to activate the ability to get the 8% damage. You do have to activate the ability though to get the movement speed and to get the stamina recovery, which is okay. At least we don't have to activate it for that 8% damage buff. It's always going to be there as long as you're on your front bar. Then we got Forward Momentum, Subterranean Assault, Dizzying Swing, Reverse Slice, Dawnbreaker, Smiting. On the back bar, Shimmering Shield. Still good, still very, very good. It's the answer to Snipe. Okay, it's the classes that have reflect or absorb projectile damage. It's really good this patch because there's so many snipers. Alright, we got Vigor, Soothing Spores, Ice Fortress, and Deep Thoughts. Okay, this is a Psijic Order ability. If you don't have Psijic Order ability, or if you don't have Psijic Order leveled, what you could do is you could run the Bullnetch on the back bar. Bullnetch will give you free resources. Anytime you can get free resources in open world, you might as well try to do that. So Deep Thoughts or Bullnetch, really. As far as the back bar ultimate, you can kind of just experiment with what you want. I have the Psijic Order ability as my ultimate. It's really fun to use, especially if you're solo. You can really juke out a Zerg if you time it up right, so it's up to you. Or you could go Enchanted Forest, or you can go Permafrost. It's really up to you what you want on the back bar. It's an open slot. Okay, let's wrap it up with the champion points. No, this is probably what everybody really wants to see. So let's start off with the blue tree first. 64 into mighty, it's a nice 13%. 52 into piercing, you get 4k physical penetration. This is really strong, this patch. Okay, Spriggans is really strong. Anytime you can get penetration, giggity, physical pen or spell pen, it don't matter. It's really good. All right, so you want at least a good healthy amount. 52 was a lot, but still you want a healthy amount. 40 in precise strikes gets you that nice 16%. 20 into thaumaturge, you really don't need this, honestly. I put 20 into thaumaturge just so I could beef up my Dawnbreaker tick, because after the initial damage from Dawnbreaker, it is dot damage. So you can put a little bit into thaumaturge just to beef up that Dawnbreaker. But I think I'm gonna go with precise strikes instead, okay? Because crit damage, that's really what I think is important in PvP. That's how you get kills, by critting people. So the more crit damage you have, the better. So I'm gonna put 51 into precise strikes. 66 into Master at Arms. This is important. Get a nice 22%. Your Subterranean Assault, your Dizzying Swing, the initial damage from Dawnbreaker, Reverse Slice, all those things are going to be increased as you increase Master at Arms. 9 into Physical Weapon Expert, 6 into Shattering Blows, and then 13 into Bless. These are just leftover points. You can put those wherever you like. Moving on to the green, 37 into Shadow Ward, 51 into Tumbling, just for oh shit moments in case you need to get out of something. It's really important to have these two here. I wouldn't rely on roll dodging or anything like that, but it's definitely for oh shit moments. Mooncalf, we got 64, get a nice 13%. Tenacity, get a nice 12%. Definitely work in heavy attacks into your build. Whenever you're playing out there, it'll really help you sustain if you heavy attack a little bit more often than you do. 51 into Warlord, 9 into Sprinter, 1 into Bashing Focus, and then 1 into Siphoner, just because. Red Tree. So you're going to want to make sure you have enough to get 120 into both of these trees. You want Reinforced and you want Unchained. Okay, so I put 56 into Ironclad, 10 into Spell Shield, 54 into Resistant, 49 into Hardy, 27 into Elemental Defender, 44 into Thick Skin. Now, why are these so different? Because it's really hard to mitigate physical damage. There's not really much you can do. So I really want to put a lot of CP into Hardy, at least 11%. Thick Skin as well. Thick Skin dots do a lot of damage in this game, and there's not much you can do to mitigate that besides Thick Skin, you know, and having high resistances. So you want to make sure you have a healthy amount into Thick Skin. Elemental Defender, you don't have to worry about Elemental Defender too much, not as much as these two, because you have Shimmering Shield. Most magic damage out there is going to be ranged. Some Templar, you might have some problems with some really high DPS Templars, but I think what you can do about that is just maneuver your way around their jabs. You have forward momentum, so just do a dance around them so that way you don't get caught in their jabs, and you should be good. Now the leftover points that I have, I put into Quick Recovery, because why not? Quick Recovery is really good, especially if you're not Vampire, which I wouldn't recommend any stamina class nowadays be Vampire. I actually wouldn't recommend anybody being Vampire unless you're a gank type class. Unless you're a bomber, unless you're a ganker, I really wouldn't be Vampire. And then 3 into Heavy Armor Focus, because I like nice round numbers. 7.07%, that's the closest thing I can do to make it 7. If I were to put 3 points into this, it would be like 7.8 or 7.9 something. It would just be pointless, so I tossed it into Heavy Armor Focus. So there you go, there's the CP. Just a quick breakdown if you want to see what it looks like on how to stam Warden. So I'm going to buff up, right? Get my forward momentum going, Subterranean Assault, Dizzying Swing. Heavy attack before the Dizzying Swing if you can. It'll make that Dizzying Swing damage go up by a lot. Go ahead and use Wings if you're up against somebody who's wearing medium or somebody who's just very fast. It'll help you catch up to them, and it'll help you land a Dizzying Swing. Now I'm going to collect Ultimate a little bit so I can show you guys how to pull off the combo if you're fighting somebody who just happens to be very tanky. Okay, so I'm going to buff up, make sure I'm ready. Subterranean. This time I'm going to Dawnbreaker after Dizzying Swing. Dawnbreaker, you see how like 4 moves land at once. you have a sub that lands, you have a dizzy, and you have a dawnbreaker. All lands at once, followed up by an execute, of course. So for those really hard to kill guys, that's the combo you're gonna want to get off on them. There's, for the most part, if you have a lot of fury ticks built up, there's not going to be many things that survive that combo. So there you guys go. This is the Murkmire edition build for the Stam Warden. Hope you enjoyed it. Please hit me with a follow, hit me with a sub, check out my Twitch. If I get a lot of new subs, if I get a lot of likes, if I get a lot of views on this video, I'll go ahead and put out more build videos for different classes. So if you guys want to see those, go ahead and show some love, give me some support. Other than that, again, my name is Sage Toad, and I'll catch you guys later.
It's always the same.
Someday you'll see! I'll be Lord Hokage! I'll show you! I'll show all of you!
Hey Vincent, we just recorded that.
万華鏡車輪が